Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage OKC News. We are hanging out here at the weight room, a sponsor for Rage in the Cage 66. Right next to me, I have Jacob Reeves, who is returning for his third fight as an amateur. Always a great night when you're on a card this time. You're fighting Caleb Nutty.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your amateur career so far and just how you've prepared for these moments in the cage.
Training. Used to do a lot of training. I took a long time before I actually took my first fight. I did a lot of training before that. I did wrestling and I did jiu-jitsu and I did boxing for about a year. But I mean, I'm just improving everything. I'm coming along fast with my striking. It's coming along. I got a great training partner, Colton White. We spar a lot and we do a lot of jiu-jitsu, we do a lot of wrestling. I kind of forgot about my grappling my last camp and I focused too much on striking. I paid for it and I'm going to go back. I'm going to be fully rounded MMA fighter and I'm ready to get it on.
He said it best, he's ready to get it on. This is going to be such a fire card. We've got 5 titles on this card. Just top to bottom, a great fight card to be on. When you're on a card, does it matter, to you, like, the amount of fights on the card, or just you just go in there and fight your own fight?
Personally, I like the fact that there's a lot of title fights because that brings a lot of exposure to the fights, and I like to be the very first fight. I like to not sit back there. I like to get in there and fight and then be able to watch everybody else's fight and have a great time because these events are amazing for everybody, especially the spectators, and it's really awesome.
Tell me about this fight with you and Caleb Nutty. How did this come about? Did one of you call each other out, or is this just a match-made fight by Summer, our matchmaker?
Oh, well, we met the first time that I had my fight. We first fought the first person. He fought him before I did, and then I fought Rudy Del Toro also. He's a real tough guy, and since we both had a common opponent, I figured it'd be good for us to fight and figure out who's better. I mean, that's all it's really about, is just get in there and find out who's a better man on that night.
All right, and this is not the first time you and I have done an interview, but obviously we might have some new fans out there watching today. So tell me a little bit about what led up to your career in MMA, wrestling background, or what was it that made you want to get in the cage?
Well, it started out with wrestling, yeah. I started wrestling when I was in like 7th grade. I'd been around it for a long time because of my family and my brother, and then I just kind of fell in love with it. Fell in love with the jiu-jitsu, fell in love with the boxing. I just enjoy it all, and it's just a blessing for me that I'm able to go and do this and get in a cage and be able to compete the way I want to compete, and it's really fun.
And this is always the hardest question that I ask MMA fighters, because it's easy for you guys to talk about MMA and your love of the sport, but what are some other things about you that are interesting, or maybe some of your hobbies other than MMA?
I don't know if I have a lot of time for other hobbies. I do computer science also. That's about it. I'm kind of a geek, I guess. I enjoy superhero movies and Star Wars movies and shit like that. And I just love to fight also. It's kind of a contradictory personality, I guess, but it's who I am.
I was just thinking it kind of reminds me of the Superman persona, kind of like the nerdy geek during the day and then the super powered MMA fighter at night. So love that for sure. And any last words, any shout outs before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I want to shout out my entire team, Indestructible. You got Sean White, Colton White, my dad, you have Glenn Fury, you have Shadow, Himmel. We have a lot of good people that have helped us, and I want to give all of them credit because I could not be here. I could not do what I do without them, my entire team, and Nick Short too, because he's going to be fighting on this card with me.
Awesome, exciting, great fight card coming up for Rage in the Cage 66 at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market. You can get tickets from any fighter on the card. Make sure that on the drop-down menu, if you buy them online, that you choose your favorite fighter.
I do have one more shout out to make for Jason McPhail, because he's teaching me jiu-jitsu and I couldn't do it without him either. Can't forget him.
No, you don't want to do an interview and forget anybody. So, guys, you don't want to forget to be here for Rage in the Cage 66. It's going down June 14th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market. Tickets from any fighter on the card, or of course, stubware.com, and we'll see you then.